Hello, and thank you for joining me. Today, we're returning to Fallout 76, where we're going to do another weapon spotlight video. And today, we're going to be spotlighting the Alien Disintegrator once again. Last week, we took it for a test drive as a commando build with the automatic receiver, and this time we are going to take it for a spin as a rifleman build using I believe it's called the powerful receiver. So let's go on ahead and start out by taking a look at the weapon itself. So here we have an Instigating Alien Disintegrator with plus 25% faster fire rate and plus 50 damage resistance while aiming. So as you can see, it's got the high-powered receiver on it. There are no muzzle mods and there's no paint for it, so that is the only mod on the weapon. But as you can see, that gives it a very respectable 206 damage. That is very strong for a rifleman weapon there, so I expect it to actually be very good and competitive with the lever action rifles, so which is at least one of the top tier rifleman weapons. So let's also, I just kind of want to point out, I went on ahead and I put the high-powered receiver on another Alien Disintegrator here that does not have the 25% faster fire rate, because I wanted to see just how much benefit that would give a rifleman build, and it's actually quite a bit more than I had expected it to be. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek at that. First, we're looking at the rifle that does not have the 25% faster fire rate, and I am firing it as fast as I possibly can here. And now we'll move to the one that does have the faster fire rate. I think you can see pretty plainly there that it is definitely firing faster, so that will actually be a benefit for us today, so that's a good thing. But before we take this thing out for a spin, let's go on ahead and take a look at my build. Under strength, I've got Traveling Pharmacy to help me carry around some chems, just a single point because I had an extra point left over from my legendary perks. Bandolier to help me carry around my non-energy ammo. Blocker to help me stay alive against melee attacks. I consider that pretty much a necessity for bloody builds and very useful for full health builds. Tank Killer to get the maximum amount of armor penetration, which is kind of important on the Alien Disintegrator because there are no magazine mods like there are on most rifles, so you do not have any way to get any additional armor penetration other than the first star anti-armor effect. So that makes it all the more valuable there. 3 ranks of concentrated fire because with the rifleman build, I do believe that it's worth the full 3 ranks. The benefit you get per shot is significantly higher as far as your bonus to VATS hit chance, so that's a good thing. And the what is it? Ground Pounder, it only works on automatic rifles, so there's no point in using that when you're using a non-automatic rifle. So, and then just the 9 rifleman perks for some extra damage. Fireproof to help protect me against fire and explosions. Radical to have some more carry weight. Strange in numbers to gain some more benefits from my mutations. I will be in a team, but all by myself today, so that won't be a thing that affects anything. Team medic, once again, won't be a factor today because I won't have anyone on my team, but I do find that useful, particularly in daily ops and somewhat in the endgame bosses. Tenderizer for some more damage, Nerd Rage for some more damage, for some more damage resistance, and some more AP regen, batteries included to carry my energy ammo easily. Gunsmith, since I'm not using an explosive weapon today, may as well maximize its longevity. Action Boy for AP regen, Covert Operative to increase my sneak attack damage, Born Survivor to help me stay alive, Sneak to help me stay sneaky, Escape Artist to get back into stealth when I need to, Adrenaline for some extra damage, which it's worth pointing out, as I normally do, that with the first star you are getting more than half the total benefit you get from 5 stars, so I don't feel like running only 1 star is a huge drawback. It's definitely losing some damage, there's no doubt about that, but you're still getting a lot of the benefit from this first star. And then Dodge to help me stay alive. Bloody Mess for some extra damage. Better Criticals for some extra damage. Serendipity to help me stay alive. Ricochet to help me stay alive. Starch Genes to keep my mutations. And Critical Savvy to help me be able to crit far more often. Which with this build I can typically crit if I really try to, pretty close to every other shot. So for legendary perks, I've got Taking One for the Team, which does work when you are on a team by yourself. So if I take some area of effect damage, some blind fire, or just happen to have my stealth broken, then that'll be a useful thing there. Follow through, because it's very strong for all ranged stealth builds. Master Infiltrator, because I find it convenient. And legendary luck, agility, and intelligence. So let's go ahead and take a look at my buffs here. I'm not going to go over every single one. I'll just kind of let you read through them. I am going to be topping off my water and probably popping some popcorn to just help keep my water bar filled there for the AP regen. And then for my armor, it's nothing special here. It's all unyielding. A couple of pieces of AP regen, mostly, and then the other three are poison resistance. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start out by trying this thing out against some ghouls, then some super mutants, then some robots, then a Mirelurk Queen, and finally some Scorch Beasts. So let's see how this thing performs. Here we are outside the White Spring Golf Club, where we're going to go ahead and try this thing against some ghouls. I don't expect to have any major issues here, especially with the Instigating version giving me some double my damage there, or base damage of the weapon. But grab these cans real quick, because I can always use the lead and steel, and oh yeah, these ghouls are going down very easily. And I do really love the way this weapon looks and sounds. They just did a really good job with the animation on it, in my opinion. Unfortunately, we are a little bit limited by the low magazine capacity. It's only 6 with the powerful receiver there, but as you can see, I'm having no problem putting ghouls down with one shot. I have not used a crit yet. Let's see what kind of damage we get with a crit. Over 1100, that's pretty nice. And as you can see, I have a crit up again. As you can see, I am able to crit roughly every other shot. Although, against these ghouls, that is just really pretty much unnecessary here, you know. The non-crit shots are putting them down with no problem. I still feel like a bloodied version or an anti-armor version would be much better for me, but this instigating effect is definitely making short work of these ghouls in one shot, which is exactly what you want with a rifleman weapon. You want to be putting things down ideally in one shot. So, oh, wow, we got a miss there. Okay. But hey, you know, it says 95%, not 100%. Not struggling at all here. And he actually went down a little quicker than I expected to, the Wendigo there. I kind of expected to have to put in 3, maybe 4 shots because of only getting the benefit from the instigating effect on the first shot, or at least theoretically. Sometimes the game does bug out, usually due to some sort of a connection issue, lag, whatever, and give you the benefit from the instigating effect for several shots. You're likely to see that more frequently with the automatic version of a weapon than with the semi-automatic version, but it does happen with the semi-automatic versions as well. But it's not something that I ever try to rely on. I consider it a bug, and if it happens, it happens, but I don't try to rely on that. But as you can see, we made it through here with no problem whatsoever. So let's go on ahead. I'm going to go run over to the fountain and clean up my disease here, and then we'll take this thing for a spin against some super mutants. Okay, here we are outside Pylon V9, or V13, sorry. and the Abandoned Bog Town, where we're going to try this thing against some Super Mutants and some Snallygasters, because that's what's here at the moment. Now, I do expect against these Snallies and against the Behemoth over there to be one of those times where we'll really see the drawback of the Instigating effect versus the Bloodied effect, or the Anti-Armor effect, because we'll only see the benefit on that first shot, and I don't think it'll be enough to one-shot either the Snallies or the Behemoth. And I would much rather have my extra damage be more consistent, but let's go ahead and see how it does here. Well, that was honestly pretty impressive. I think I may have gotten the Instigating effect on my first 2 shots there, on both of those cases. Either that, or it could have been the follow-through effect taking effect. So, in either case, I had no issues putting them down, so that's very good. I'm very impressed so far with how this weapon is performing in the in the semi-automatic version. Not quite enough to one-shot a Super Mutant there. Let's hit him with a crit. It took a few shots, I'd say 4 or 5, I wasn't exactly counting, but one of them was a crit, and it did some decent damage. I still think we'd be much better off there with something like Anti-Armor or Bloodied. But apparently once I get a little bit of adrenaline going, built up, then I am able to take the Super Mutants down in one shot, so that's a good thing. Let's go on ahead and go find a few more here to kill. There should be a couple guys over here somewhere. There's a doggo. There he is. Yeah, apparently one of those times it didn't count my damage. But, you know, that happens sometimes, so doesn't really bother me too much as long as it's not happening too often. That when it happens a lot, then it gets really, really annoying. That one I don't think was not counting my damage. I think that was just a miss there. The recoil is almost non-existent on this weapon. Yeah, very little recoil, which is nice, especially if you like to aim down the sights. It's not really my main thing, but I do sometimes. Yep, still able to take a lot of Super Mutants down with one headshot once I've got a bit of adrenaline in me. I don't know where the other guy went. There he is, I guess. There you are. Come here. Alright. Well, overall, I think you get the idea of how this thing's performing against Super Mutants, so let's go on ahead and take it for a spin against some robots. Okay, here we are outside of Robco to try this thing out against some robots. So first off, we've got the big nasty sentry bot over here, and as always, I'll be targeting the torso instead of the fusion cores just to see how this thing performs in that scenario. So, and let's go ahead and kick it off with a crit. That's not bad. I mean, took 5 shots, so really I'm not complaining. I mean, obviously you could target the fusion cores and probably kill it in 1 shot, 2 tops. But yeah, we're not struggling with these robots at all. I think I'm actually getting discovered less with the Rifleman version here than I was with the Commando version, simply because I'm firing fewer shots, so there's fewer shots being fired, which, you know, if you're not aware, then each shot that you fire has a chance of giving away your position, so yep, making short work of these guys. Let's come around back here and clean up these Robo-Brains back here. Oop. He sees me. Yeah, this is dangerous because a dangerous area because there's so much lighting. That's why I think it's so hard to stay in stealth there. But the weapon got me out of it. So, yeah. Doing good here so far. No problems. So far, no deaths, which I always consider a good thing. Sometimes they happen, you know, for reasons outside of your control, especially when you're a bloodied build. You can get one shot by things sometimes. But, yeah, so far, so good. Let's go on ahead and try this thing out against a Mirelurk Queen next. Okay. Here we are at Spruce Knob Lake, where we're going to try this thing out against Mirelurk Queen and her minions. So let's get this show on the road here. No problem one-shotting Mirelurks if I hit him in the head. And we got the Mirage Mirelurk over there, apparently. There we go. Alright, well, let's go ahead and call out the Queen. I do expect to see a little bit of weakness from this weapon here, but let's see how it does against her. Yeah, it's definitely... I was giving good damage numbers, but it's not moving her health bar real far, so... This is definitely going to be a touchy fight here, you know. It's a good thing I've got as much poison resistance as I do here. Otherwise, those poison attacks would be much more dangerous. Maybe I should just be free aiming, because I feel like I'm losing out on damage. Yeah, in general, you're going to have a much easier time fighting these big enemies with an automatic weapon, because you can just pour on the damage with your DPS. But still, we had no problem. We didn't die. I think at least in part that was due to my 3 pieces of poison resistance, but you can easily enough have poison resistance armor or even just legendary perks. So, you know, it's not bad. Not amazing, but not terrible. Let's go ahead and see how it does against some Scorch Beasts. Okay, here we are outside of Drop Site V9 and Fisher Site Prime, where we've got some chaos already ensuing. So let's go ahead and try this thing out against some Scorched and a Scorch Beast or 3. Making short work of the Scorched. Alright, who's over here attacking the Scorch Beast? That's my prey, not yours. Oh, we get another Mirelurk Queen. Interesting. Alright, we're in danger. Let's see if we can get back into caution. Alright, we're in caution now. Unfortunately, we are losing out on our stealth damage benefits right now because there are enemies engaged with each other. So let's try to take out the Mirelurk Queen and the Mirelurk so we can get this down to a single enemy battle, or at least single side battle against me. Alright, Queen's down. Are there any other Mirelurks around here? I don't see any, so now maybe we'll start getting our stealth benefits again. Not having any major problems here. We're doing actually some very respectable damage against the Scorch Beast. Alright, well I was actually pretty impressed with how hard it was hitting the Scorch Beast. Let's go see if we can find a couple more. There's usually one that'll pop out of the hole over here, if it hasn't already come out. And usually there's another one flying around somewhere. Oh, we're not going to get that one today. But we got one over here, so... Hey, come back here. I need to test my weapon on you. Come here. Yeah, one thing to be aware of with the Alien Disintegrator is it is not a hit scan weapon, so if you're not using VATS, you actually do have to kind of aim where your target's going to be instead of where they are if they're a ways out. And for some reason my stealth keeps breaking here. I'm not really sure why that is. And we just got a level up, which is nice. And we got another Mirelurk here, making things difficult for us. Okay, got him. Got the Scorched. Well. And we're in danger again. Back in caution. And now what is she fighting? Doesn't she know I'm the one that's supposed to kill her? Now who's shooting me? Die! Okay, now where is that Scorch Beast at? Come back here. Another Mirelurk Queen. Wow. Okay, well... so be it. You know, things happen. It's the wasteland. It would sure be nice if the game would actually register my damage against that Mirelurk Queen. I feel like he would actually be dead by now. Alright, well this time we'll take out the Scorch Beast first. Maybe, if it actually registers my damage. And now my stealth seems to be working a little better. Alright. So that was interesting. You know, you never know what you're going to run across here in the Wasteland. That's actually one of the things I really love about this game, is that, you know, you could go to the same place 100 times, see the same thing there every time, and the next time you go there, something different's going on. So... anyway, I don't think we're going to see any more Scorch Beasts here, so I think that's going to wrap up this video. But overall, this weapon is very, very good for a rifleman. I'm very impressed with how it performed. I am very much looking forward to getting my hands on a Blood Eater anti-armor version, and I'll probably try these again at some point once I do. So anyway, as always, if you enjoyed content like this, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and it doesn't cost you any money. And until next time, thank you for watching.